Guys, welcome back. I hope you haven't missed me too much. Today we're going to be talking about Lisa Eldridge. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lisa Eldridge is a top makeup artist who has worked with pretty much the majority of celebrities that you may have at the tip of your tongue. She has a style that I have followed for many years. In fact, I think, yep, I do. I even have her face paint book, which I bought when I very first started makeup, and it's all about her sort of philosophy and belief in makeup and what she believes in and women that inspire you, etc. And obviously some of your work on here as well. But you get a really vintage vibe when you read this book. I love it. I love the face paint book by Lisa. So, you know, as I was saying, I would say that her style is you know, she's a phenomenal makeup artist, but she's really nailed beauty. You know, I look up to her because she creates makeup that is just effortless and seamless and how beauty really should be seen. And then of course she creates, you know, beautiful wacky styles such as this one here, which I'd love to do one day actually. But it's perfection, absolute perfection, and it's a really great look, this book. It's a really great read, all of it, and you can see all of the makeup she's had over the years on here, and I love it. Love that book. Anyway, we're going off piste. So I popped down, she had a pop-up in Covent Garden, and I managed to pop down literally, I think it was like 2 days or a day before she was closing. I was like, I've got to go down and treat myself to some of her gorgeous products which I'd been following. So I did, and I'm going to put some on today just to show you, hence the bare face. I don't know why I've got this in my hand. So I picked up this is the Elevated Glow, which she's really well known for. And this you put on as a nice highlighter before your makeup, after your makeup, whatever you want. I then treated myself to 3 of her lipsticks. One of them I haven't actually used yet, which are absolutely gorgeous. And these are magnets as well. Like they stick together in that position. So this is the one that she's really well known for, called Velvet Ribbon. Can you see that? Really lovely. Sort of a matte red lipstick, but the most perfect shade. It's amazing. And then this is Rose Official. I mean, I literally sat on the table and I was like, I just don't know what lipstick shades to pick. Like, I'm gonna have to pick a red because that's, you know, I need a red. Of course, I have 40,000 reds, but not the Lisa Eldridge red. And then the Rose Official, which is this one here, which is lovely as an everyday colour, and I like to use it on my lips and my cheeks as well, because you don't really need blush. Well, you do, but if you haven't got blush in your handbag, just use your Lippy. I bought a Lippy liner. This one is in Blush Lightly, which is a really beautiful rose colour, which goes with my lipstick. I also use it on its own and then throw a gloss on in the middle, which is really lovely. And then I tested out her foundation. I didn't actually buy a bottle. I just got given a couple of different samples, which I have in this. So I will go through the application of those. But if you have bought any of the Lisa Eldridge line, please comment below, because I'd love to know what you've used. So I'm going to start off. Skincare is prepped already. I just did a little film about some skincare, so I will link it below in case you want to know. So what I love about it is that it has a really nice thick sponge applicator. The product is at the front of it there. So I'm just going to place it in certain areas around the face. And put a little bit up there as well. And then using my hands, I'm just going to sort of blend that into the area. I like to use it underneath just because it just creates the most. I mean, look at that. Hello. Hello glow, as I always say. just where that light naturally hits. See? Skin looks really, really dreamy before anything's gone on. I mean, it's actually amazing. Okay, let's get my brush ready. Testing out a new brush at the moment and loving it. I'm not going to talk about it yet because I haven't done my full... I like to review things for a while. Now, let's get some of the foundation. The foundation is basically a foundation that has been designed to get that skin finish. Sort of, it's not really dewy, it's not matte, it's sort of in between, sort of like a dewy and a demi. Hard to describe really, but it just covers everything, so you can conceal with it. So I'm going to place a little bit. Now my skin's pretty good, so I don't like to apply too much. Just in the centre of the face more, and then buff it out. Perhaps a wee bit more. I'm using shade 11 at the moment. Sometimes I mix it with shade 13 if I want a warmer finish. So you can use your fingers to buff it, or just use a brush like I'm using. It's a really, really soft brush. Bought this on Amazon actually, and it's blending makeup beautifully. You can use your beauty blender, but it's all about applying small amounts and building it. So if you just want a natural finish, really natural finish, then don't apply very much, okay? Now this is quite a dense brush, so it does absorb the product, but it distributes it at the same time. So I found that I want to have a little bit more in the centre of my face. I'm actually going to use my fingers now and not a brush. Take it under my eyes, because you can use it as a concealer if you want to, or you can go in with your concealer on top. In the corners of the nose here, which is where we get quite red, I've got a little blood vessel here, so I like to tap a little bit over the top. And then just use your fingers to really, I'm a big fan of using my hands, really warm that product. Bring it down here, whatever's left, there's nothing really, but it's just so I've got a seamless finish. I'm a big fan of warming the product into the skin and pressing it into the skin for longevity. I'm not really a beauty blender user. I just think you can do so much with your hands and brushes. Maybe that's quite old school, but yeah, I mean, this is the finish of the foundation. I think it's beautiful. Just a little bit here where I'm red. That's just because I did a skincare video before this. And that's sort of like the finish I would like from my foundation today. Just going to have a little close-up to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Let's put a teeny bit. This can go a little bit under the eyes. Normally I go in with my own concealer because I do suffer from dark circles, and I like to colour correct, but just for the sake of this video, because you can use this foundation everywhere, I'm going to do that for you. Now obviously if you wanted to brighten under your eyes, of course you go in with a shade lighter, or half a shade lighter. So there we go. You shouldn't as well be able to see the foundation on your skin. Skin foundation is looking at the skin and seeing your skin. The foundation should just melt into your skin seamlessly. And it's got beautiful hydrating, it's a beautiful hydrating formula as well. So it's never going to dry out your skin. You also don't necessarily need a setting powder with this either. You know, if I was just doing everyday makeup, I wouldn't put it in my T-zone. If I was going all day long, I'd maybe dust a tiny bit, but it doesn't feel like it needs it. But look at that lovely glow. Just her foundation. I'm just going to bring it up here. Just bear with me 1 second. So it's called the Seamless Skin Foundation, and I just want to read what she's written. Intelligently formulated skin-friendly foundation has a customizable medium coverage that can be dialed up or down. Self-setting, which is what I was talking about before. It blends effortlessly to smooth and unify skin with a noticeable soft focused effect. The formula contains a natural mesh-like ingredient which completely fuses with skin after blending. The final finish is neither dewy or flat matte, but something skin-like and in between. And she does advise, as I mentioned before, to apply it sparingly in layers. So I just think it's beautiful. And also, coming from a makeup artist, she really understands shades and tones and colours. Like, often you'll go to find a foundation, it's too yellow or it's too pink or it's too grey or it's just the wrong undertone. And I find myself that I have to mix a lot. I don't know why. I think it may be from the blood from my grandparents and where they're from. But this is a spot on match, shade 11, right now. Amazing. I'm going to go in with a little bit more highlighter, just in this area here, because, you know, I'm all about the glow, guys, as you know. You know, if you're so tired and you're just feeling rubbish about yourself, if you add glow and blush to your face, you just look like you've slept. And I have 2 kids, so sleeping is fine, but it's not always what, you know, it's not always there. Sometimes you get interrupted nights. So there we go. That's the two, that's the foundation and the highlighter, just showing you how the skin looks. And I have to say, I'm loving it, and I think it's about time I treated myself to a real bottle and not a teeny tiny sample, which is now at the end. So there we go. So I'm going to move on now to the Lippies. I'm going to do a little swatch on the back of my hand so you can see the shades that I bought. The first one is called Velvet Myth. And can we just appreciate, like, it's a velvet lipstick. Look at the texture. I'm hoping this is going to be picked up. Look at the actual texture of that lipstick. It looks velvety. I mean, it's quite amazing what has gone into this lipstick, you know. So this lipstick here is a really deep rosy, I don't know if it's coming out rosy on camera, but it's a plummy rosy colour. Really, really beautiful. The next one, what if I picked up Velvet Ribbon? Again, I mean, this has been used, but again, it has the same beautiful velvety finish. Okay. And this red is honestly, like, the pigment of these lipsticks is insane. And I'm hoping this picks up how amazing it is. It's a deeper red. It's like a sort of Marilyn Monroe red. And it's just amazing. I wore it on New Year's Eve. And if you go back and scroll back onto my grid, you'll see the picture of me in this one. The last one we have is the Rose Official. So this is more of a hydrating lipstick, okay, and I'll show you one here. So obviously you can see the difference. You know, these are really, really pigmented, as is this, but it's a sheerer finish, and it's not a matte finish as well. So for today, I'm going to show you the rose one. Let's take off, I've got lip balm on at the moment, so I'm just going to take that down. Alrighty, so I'm going to use the Blush Lightly. That's this liner here. Oh, everyone calls me when I'm in the middle of filming, don't they? So typical. There we go. And I have to say, these liners glide on like silk. There's no like warming it up on the back of your hand to get the colour out. These literally just glide on. And in terms of the longevity, I'm gonna try and bring it up. So much information. It's hard to remember it all. Let's have a little look. The Define Lip Pencil. Once they set, they are completely smudge proof and waterproof. Well, there we go. That's amazing. Okay. So that's sort of like the line made. And then for the longevity, I like to colour the lips in and then apply the lipstick. And it makes it more intense as well. Okay, so that's the lip liner on. And then let's go on with the Lippy now. It's beautiful. And I love as well, do you see? It's got her initial, oh hang on, let's get that close. It's got her initials on there as well, or her signature. Hopefully that's been picked up. There we go. And that's with the lipstick on. I have to say, I think through the camera, it may pick it up a lot darker than it actually is. But it feels really, really hydrating. And then what I like to do as well is either blot it with my fingers, just to get the excess off, and then tap my fingers together and apply it as a blusher. Okay? If you watch some of my other videos, you'll know that I love using my lipstick as a blusher. Quite difficult when if you're wearing a bright red lipstick. You know, you probably wouldn't do that, but it's got such a hydrating formula that it sits beautifully on the skin. You can go in just with the bullet of the Lippy as well. There we go, and just intensifying it a little bit for you. It's really, really pretty. And then if you want to, like, you can if you want to take it through to your eyes as well. Sometimes it's quite pretty. I know that's very matchy, but it's a nice, you know, you don't need any brushes involved here. I just go through to the socket line and it sort of marries everything up. It's a really nice everyday look, to be honest. So you can see that I've applied that on the eyes, more on the eyebrow bone more than the eyelid. It's sort of like a socket contour, and using my hands just to blend out. I mean, as I said a few times, I'm all about the hands. I do use my brushes, of course, for intricate work and, you know, big smoky eye, but you know, there's a lot that you can do with your hands. So that's like a really, really good top tip on how to utilize your lipstick as your blusher. And if you want more long wear, just blot and then reapply, or you can powder it down as well. I'm loving the formula. I've been using it sort of daily, wearing it daily. The other two shades, you know, this one is really, really beautiful for those sort of autumnal days, or even like if wearing the jumper that I'm wearing today, all of these shades will look amazing. I made a separate video showcasing these two shades, so watch out for that one. But all in all, so I'm just licking my brace because I've got my retainer in and I always get lipstick on it. All in all, absolutely adore the Lisa Eldridge collection. I think the foundation honestly is amazing. Now, I'm really fussy with foundations, having been in the industry for over 11 years. I know what works, I know what looks good on the skin, and you know, skin looks like skin. You can still see my texture. If I want to take down any shine, I may do just in that sort of T-zone area. But love it. Really, really fresh. The highlighter makes skin. It makes you look really youthful. So it does come in a few different shades. Like if you want it more bronzy and warmer, you can also get that, or if you want it more with pink undertones, you can get that as well. So go onto the website and have a little look and see what you fancy treating yourself to. And I think I may treat myself to a few more bits as well, because I feel like now I tested it on myself, I now need to put the collection in my kit, which is what I do with all of my makeup. Test it on myself, make sure I like it, make sure it works, and then you guys get to wear it as well. But anyway, I'm gonna head off now, but have a lovely day. Comment below, let me know your thoughts and if you've bought anything yourself, but otherwise I'll see you very soon.